Today we're looking at YSG, one of the best early game commanders with his AoE ability, although right now probably not the best investment due to the way the game's set up. Before we get started, I just want to say if you aren't subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it if you would. It helps grow the channel and helps me create more quality Rise of Kingdoms content. So you have YSG, you're wondering, should I upgrade him? Should I use him? Is he even still worth it? Today we're going to look at that and try to figure out, is YSG actually worth investing in still in Rise of Kingdoms? Let's start with YSG's skills. Obviously, his first skill, most important, you're going to use him to fight. Right now, it's just the expertise version. This is what happens before its expertise. It's only a fan shape. That's 1400 damage factor. It becomes a circle once you expertise him. And also, it should be noted that you do less damage to each target the more targets you have. And so, this means that when you're fighting in the field, it does a lot of damage to a lot of different things, but it's actually more effective just to fight one-on-one with YSG's ability. From there, you'll get his second skill up. This does normal attacks, give extra rage, and also increase the attack of archer units. Pretty helpful. YSG, though, don't actually have to use with archer units, especially if you're using him as secondary. He's pretty useful because you want to skip his third skill. Third skill, garrison. Garrison, pretty fine, but once again, garrisons should only be done by whales, and if you're getting zeroed, you're getting zeroed. You probably just want to run away. Moves to his fourth and probably most important skill, actually, is the increased skill damage. This is what makes YSG so impressive, because 50% increased skill damage pairs well with almost every single commander in the game, and even though, you lose the archer second skill by using him with a non-archer commander, a lot of different things you can use, and so YSG still pretty useful as a secondary. And then once you have that, expertise him. Honestly, in my opinion, it's not even worth using YSG unless he's expertise at this point in the game. If you're a whale and have plenty of gold heads, or if you're like 75 to 150 gold heads away, I'd still bother investing. Otherwise, just skip YSG. You want to move forward and try and get some of the newer SOC commanders, especially now that Zhu Liang is out, and that's basically YSG 2.0. For YSG, there's really two main primary skills. I'm not going to show the garrison tree because, once again, YSG is not a great lead garrison because he's pretty squishy. But instead here, we're going to focus more on his archer when he's in the main archer user that you have. And so you want to max out the archer skill tree. Whistling arrows is pretty useful. The increased damage dealt is super helpful. And since archers are more just glass cannons trying to get in, do as much damage as you can, and get out, it really helps. And then, once you have that, the only things you want to get on the side here, these attack and defense for archers, 1%. And then you want to focus on the skill tree. As always, Rejuvenate, one of my favorite skills. Instant restore 60 rage whenever a skill is used, so you can get that next skill off faster. You move down here to Clarity. It'll increase skill damage 6% for the next 6 seconds, which is enough to get 1 or 2 more active skills off every time you do it. And so it's basically making YSG significantly more powerful for every hit. Second option you have for YSG is his Glass Cannon skill max. We're just trying to do as much skill damage as possible before we die. And doing that, you want to get every single thing in the skill tree. You see here, Feral Nature has a 10% chance to get 100 additional rage with every normal attack. And so that's great to just generate rage, and get those full circle AoE abilities off instantly. Then you also want to look at the sides here. Latent Power, another 6% skill damage, very helpful. And then this one, Naked Rage, is a little bold because you're going to do 6% more skill damage, but also take 6% more skill damage. So a lot of people don't really like to do this one. But I think here, YSG, just using cannon to try and get as much damage off as quickly, trying to go rip out one AoE and then retreat back in your city. Naked Rage is super helpful. From there, look at the archer tree. I think the Venomous Sting is very important because, once again, 8% boosted skill damage for the primary and secondary. That really helps if you're using YSG, Zhu Liang, double area of effect circles, or really, anytime you're just trying to do a lot of skill damage. Then, we get out here to Razor Sharp, generating more rage after normal attack. And then we go with Rapid Fire, 2 out of 3, instead of going with Arrows Notch, just because I think that having the increased normal attack damage at all times is a little better than the troop attack percent. So, as far as YSG's best pairs, it really depends where you are in the game. KVK1, probably going to look at Kuso, because Kuso also has an area of effect ability. Outside of him, I like using Herman a little bit too, just because Herman has the ability to silence and reduce rage, and so you'll be able to get off more AoE abilities before your opponent who's actually one-on-one with you will. At the same time, though, probably you want to skip him once again. early at this point because KV through K3 lets you have SOC commanders, and YSG has sort of been replaced by Zhu Liang. You're really not going to want to focus on YSG. If you have them, use them. Otherwise, let's skip them. And then once you get to the SOC, there's really Boudica's a great one. I don't have Boudica yet. Really, I have 16 heads I'm saving because you want to pop those 10 gold head things. Then you're really just deciding you want to just cheese and get as much AoE quickly. Zhu Liang, because they both have that circle AoE, it works really well together, and they both do an obscene amount of skill damage. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, or comment down below if you have any new ideas or things you'd like me to see go over in Rise of Kingdoms.